Hello, my name is Christine Conrado Staskowitz, and I'm the president of the Conrado Consulting Group. Today, I'm going to review some job search red flags. So basically how to protect yourself during a job search. So the first thing you need to ask yourself when you are contacted by somebody regarding a job is, did I apply for this job? So keeping a job search diary is a great way to track your job search efforts. If you didn't apply for a job with a company and someone calls or emails and says that they represent a company, don't pursue the opportunity unless you were recommended by someone you know well enough to trust their judgment, or you have a record of submitting your resume. Because pretending that they're contacting you about a job that you applied for is one way that scammers can try to get your personal information. You need to protect your personal information. A lot of people don't put their email address and their phone number on their resume because they're afraid that that puts them at risk, because that's personal information that you might use to like fill out a credit application or other things that can lead to financial fraud. When you don't provide your email address and phone number, it makes it difficult for a recruiter or potential employer to contact you. What you can do to kind of manage that situation is to create a specific email address for your job search, so that if anybody contacts you through a different email, your regular email address, then you know that you haven't contacted them about a job. Also, you can obtain a Google phone number to use for your job search. It's kind of like having your own personal assistant. They can leave a message, you can call them back, or you can set it up that they announce themselves before the call comes into you. So a suspicious email address. If someone contacts you about a job that you have applied to, they should have a company email address. If someone contacts you with an email that is not a company email address, for example, BorisEngineering@gmail.com, you need to research the company online. You really need to dig into that and find out what the reason behind this might be. Maybe they're a one-off recruiting, or excuse me, engineering firm in this case. They're usually going to have a website and a domain for their email address. So no one should be contacting you with a email address like BorisEngineering@gmail.com. If the email address is a personal email address, you need to ask questions. If someone is working as an independent recruiter or contract recruiter, they may use a personal email address. They shouldn't need any sensitive personal information, though. If they ask for the last 4 digits of your social security number, you can give them any 4-digit number. Do not give them your social security number for any reason. If they say they can't submit you without getting your social security number, then end the conversation and move on. Nobody needs your social security number for you to apply for a job. If they're asking for the last 4 digits, use any 4 digits, kind of like a PIN number. They match that up with a name if they're using an applicant tracking system, just to make sure that you're not double submitted. Research the company and the people. Most companies will have a website. They have a LinkedIn page or profile. They have a Glassdoor or Indeed profile where people can go and comment on, what it was like to work there or what it's like to work there now. You can usually find press or news announcements online. Companies usually, if they have a new CEO or they're, moving their headquarters or things like that, they usually have a press or news announcement online. You should be able to find the job posting on the company website. If it's a small company and they don't use applicant tracking software, then ask them for the job description. Ask them to send you a copy of the job description. Most people have some kind of digital footprint. You can usually find people on LinkedIn, but not everybody is on LinkedIn. The company should be on LinkedIn, or somebody from the company should be on LinkedIn. Don't pay for anything. You should not pay for anything during the job interview process. Any background checks or drug screens should be paid for by the company. Unless you've been told you will be reimbursed, you should not buy any supplies, including a laptop, office supplies, or etc. They should provide everything to you. They should ship it to you. They should send you a Staples or Office Max gift card or something. You shouldn't have to pay anything out of pocket to get a job. Check cashing. Decline the offer if they say they're going to send you a check to buy supplies and you can send them the money you don't spend back to them. Now, there is no reason to do it this way. This can be a scam to obtain your bank information. So you cash the check and then they use your account information to create other checks and cash them on your account. They can send you a gift card. They can reimburse you once you start working there, but don't cash a check before you're employed because they can use that to get your bank information. It is acceptable if they ask you to buy your own office supplies and submit an expense report. It is acceptable if they want to send you a gift card so you can go and buy your own office supplies before you've actually started working there. Grammatical and spelling errors. Watch for spelling and grammatical errors. Many times, job scams originate in other countries. When people aren't familiar with our language, they may use the wrong spelling, grammar, or tenses. So pay attention to that. Now, there are people that just, are bad spellers, have terrible grammar, and don't know the proper tenses of things. But it should just kind of, raise an eyebrow, make you ask some more questions, kind of dig into things a little bit. They ask for personal or financial information too early. So if they're asking for personal financial information, it shouldn't happen until after you get the job. Once you started working, your new employer should ask for your tax, I-9, and bank information in order to process payroll. Most companies use a payroll processing company. You should receive a link to the payroll processing website like ADP. You should not give your information to a person over the phone. In the past, you may have been asked to provide a voided check for direct deposit. Nowadays, you usually can type in the information on a payroll processing page or website like ADP. Is it too good to be true? If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. A sucker is born every minute. Hopefully, it won't be me or you. Alarm bells should go off if the salary is incredibly high for the type of work offered. If the sales pitch sounds suspect, they're trying to sell you way too hard on this job. The benefits are ridiculous. Like it's free airfare around the world for your whole life, and it's not working for an airline. That doesn't make sense. You must jump through unreasonable hoops to obtain an interview or position. If there are things that you haven't been asked to do in the past in a job interview, and they're asking you to do this now, then you got to ask questions. You got to understand why. If they're telling you to bring $100 to a parking lot at Chili's and you're going to meet somebody and they're going to use that to pay for your background check, no, that makes no sense. Don't do that. If they say that you're going to be making, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year in commission selling widgets, how many widgets do you need to sell? Dig into that, find out more about it. You don't want to get yourself into a position where you've made a bad decision taking a job that doesn't make any sense. So ask questions up front. They don't ask for references. It's a red flag if they don't ask for references. Unless you were referred by someone you trust, you should expect to provide employment-related references. If it is a position where you are actually a contractor and you're going to be selling something and you're just making commission off of that, and maybe they won't ask for references because they're not really putting themselves at risk. By the way, I wouldn't accept a job like that. You should have a base salary. You shouldn't have to work off of a draw. That is to me an unfair practice. You know, they need to put some skin in the game, as they say. If they're going to hire you, then they need to pay you a base salary plus commission. That's my personal opinion. So I hope that this information helps you keep yourself safe during a job search. If you have any questions or comments, please call me or email me at the phone number and email address on the screen. So thank you very much for your time. Good luck and goodbye.